All right, everybody, it's a quick 5-minute video. This is Frank Secreta doing politics on Florida. Presidential election, first one I'm going to do for 2019, at least that I can remember. And we're going to talk about a couple things in politics for the presidency right now. I'm going to do this over 5 minutes. Like and subscribe, hate, comment below. Today is June 18th, and today, President Donald Trump announces his re-election bid in Orlando. I know it's a big surprise to everybody who's going to run for re-election, but shockingly, he's decided to do it. And he's doing it in Orlando. And for those of you who do not understand why that's important to do it in Orlando, as opposed to, say, another city in Florida, not only is it centrally located so that all of the major media areas in the state are about a 4-hour drive. Florida does have 11, I guess I even do 11 with fingers, 11 media markets. And it's on the I-4. It's a big battleground area. For Donald Trump, it's area you can get the biggest crowd. You're not having to drive somebody so far away. And Tampa just doesn't have a really big convention center area. So, it should be a big rally for the president. And the president does have some things going for him. Florida, again, probably the only state in the country in the 2018 election where being pro-Trump didn't hurt you. It got you elected governor. And since 1984, whoever the incumbent president is, not necessarily win the election, but the incumbent president running for re-election has won the state of Florida 5 times. Barack Obama in 2012, W in 2004, Bill Clinton in 96, Ronald Reagan in 84, and George H.W. Bush in 92. That's right. Florida went red. Actually, at the time, the maps showed it was blue. But Florida went for the incumbent president, even though the incumbent president lost the election. So, while yes, it is the bellwether of bellwethers, it doesn't necessarily mean that you, as president, are going to win re-election with the state, but you definitely won't win it without it. So, next week, 26th and 27th, the Democrats will have 10 candidates each night for their debate of their 24 candidates. And unlike the Republicans, which had a real table and a kids' table, the Democrats have decided to randomly choose which of these 20 people will be in which night. And the conventional wisdom out there is that Elizabeth Warren going on the first night is bad for Elizabeth Warren. And I think that that's bullshit. Because it's not like the people around her are any good. Now, yes, Beto O'Rourke raised a ton of money to lose to Ted Cruz. And Cory Booker, well, he's not everyone's second choice. He's probably everyone's third choice. I mean, at least amongst progressives, liberals, moderates, blacks, young youth, gays. I mean, he's nobody's second choice at this point, so he really needs to stand out and become everyone's second choice, I guess. But the other 7 candidates are not exactly heavyweights. Maybe Amy Klobuchar, as the senator from Minnesota, having to run some serious, re-election campaigns could give her trouble, and she would represent a more moderate wing and did, do very well in the during the confirmation hearings. They got national news, but I mean, Julian Castro, Bill Blasio, John Delaney, Tulsi Gabbard, Tim Ryan, Jay Inslee. Yeah, that's not really anything to worry about. And while Elizabeth Warren has struggled in debates, I mean, so did Barack Obama. Barack Obama had 20 debates back in 2008, plus the 3 against McCain, plus the 3 against Romney, and probably only won 2 of them. And the last one that he won was, well, kind of handed to them because, the CNN moderator basically helped campaign for him. And then CNN had to come out and go, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. And she wasn't exactly right. Now, in the second debate on the 27th, Thursday, that's where you have more of the competitive battles that are going to be going back and forth. Now, yes, it is because of the night before. They will be able to direct most of their disagreements, if they have any, against Elizabeth Warren. But on that night, they're all going to be targeting Joe Biden because Joe Biden will be on the stage, and Joe Biden is clearly the front runner right now. And as I have predicted, he is more Jeb Bush than he is Barack Obama. Actually, he's more Jeb Bush than he is Hillary Clinton because I don't think he's going to I do not think he will be the Democratic nominee, even if he is the most likely to win. He will be going against Senator Kamala Harris, heavyweight. Pete Buttigieg, who I think will fither out. Bernie Sanders, Gagfly, who just seems to always be there. Kirsten Gillibrand, who should be a heavyweight, but, doing the right thing as always makes you get punished. Michael Bennett, who's a senator from, or excuse me, a governor from Colorado, and then some also rans, right? John Lupin, Hickenlooper, maybe Michael Bennett's still, I don't know. Michael Bennett, I think, is the senator. No, that's John Hickenlinger, but didn't he like watch Deep Throat with his mom? It's very weird. Basically, there's like 5 people they gotta watch that debate: Biden, Harris, Buttigieg, Sanders, and Kirsten Gillibrand. And the 4 of them are going to take shots at the 5th, which is Joe Biden. And who comes out of both the debates with their stars, right? Because it's not necessarily that you have to finish first. You can finish second, but you don't want to be, if you're nowhere, you want to be at least third. If you're third, you want to be at least second. If you're second, you want to be first, or you are dead, especially if you are second in these things. Ask, anybody who's ever finished second in a debate, when they're coming into it, and a lot of times they don't survive in these first big grouping debates. So in the first debate, I would assume that Elizabeth Warren will be the one who will get the most traction out of it, with Amy Klobuchar maybe being the darling of the night, and Cory Booker doing the best that he can to be the second fiddle. And I imagine that at the end of this thing, a Tim Ryan or Jay Insling will decide, yeah, I'm done. If you're a Democrat, you hope that's going to happen. In the second debate, I would imagine that Kamala Harris will be the person who will get the most out of it. Bernie Sanders will have his Sanderites. I think that's a word. Pete Buttigieg, I think, will slowly, the Biden light that he is, will come out and like a light beer. It will not be fulfilling. I think that the Buttigieg train will slowly go off the tracks. I do think that an Andrew Yang, who's one of the also rans, might have enough to kind of elevate himself into there. But this is the last chance for Kirsten Gillibrand to express herself and to get into that top 2. Even though she's an also ran, she really has to get in the top 2, not in the top 3 out of that debate. Or I think she will drop out, as well as some of these also gag flies that are out there. We do know that in July, the governor of Montana will be joining the stage, so somebody will be out, as he's now qualified, apparently. And we'll see what happens then. But to Florida, the battlegrounds, we'll see you next week, and see you around.